County. What does it mean to be a 911 dispatcher? You ask what it means to be a 911 dispatcher. What is it that they do day after day? You can describe the job as stressful, exciting, sedentary, and every one of those adjectives is correct. But what does it really mean to be a 911 dispatcher? What is it that someone who claims to be a 911 dispatcher really does? Well, I have the inside scoop, so let me tell you. A 911 dispatcher talks to person after person after person, each with their own crisis. Sometimes the crisis seems small, a barking dog, a vehicle parked where it shouldn't be. Sometimes the crisis is big, a suicidal person, a cardiac arrest, a shooting. Either way, a dispatcher answers the phone and deals with each crisis. They don't get to say it isn't anything big and tell the caller to call back later. They don't get to say they aren't equipped to deal with a grieving parent, a scared child, or an annoyed neighbor. This is their job, and they do it. Each call has to be handled from beginning to end. There is no putting it off until more time can be found to deal with it, no waiting until tomorrow. A 911 dispatcher has to be empathetic, not sympathetic. They have to take control of a hysterical caller, calm an angry shopper, reassure a panicked parent whose child is missing, be someone that a person who thinks life is no longer worth living can talk to. They have to know when to be stern and when to be passive. They cannot coddle someone, taking the responsibility to make everything better, but they do have to understand where the caller is coming from and be willing to help. They have to put aside their own feelings, build a wall to hold their emotions in check, yet be strong enough to feel for the caller. It's not an easy task, yet it is one that every dispatcher does because they make a difference when they do. Unlike the first responders, a 911 dispatcher doesn't always get to know the outcome of a call. They have to be willing to step in, take control, get help en route, then back out and let someone else handle it. They don't have to see the fatal accident, choking patient, assaulted female, but they have to hear it. They have to be able to put themselves visually in the situation and be sure to get every bit of pertinent information for those that do respond. They have to worry about the responders, make sure they aren't missing anything that could be a safety issue, listen on the radio when an officer asks for backup, a paramedic advises CPR is in progress, a firefighter says there is someone inside the building that is burning. They are public safety responders, just in a different way. A 911 dispatcher has to temper the excitement of being busy, spending their shift in the controlled chaos that is their job, with the knowledge that someone else, the person on the other end of the phone, is having the worst day of their life. They have to be willing to spend their shift, whatever hours those may be, sitting and doing nothing much, just to be there when someone needs them more than anyone else. They have to be able to talk the panicked parent through how to help their choking child, be able to
It's okay.
Give CPR instructions to the adult that just came in and found their parent not breathing, while listening for the officer wanting to do a traffic stop, run a driver's check, or sign out on his cell phone. They take multitasking to a level most people wouldn't ever dream of, hear 8 different conversations at once, and still remain focused enough to hear the tremor in the voice of the person on the phone telling them there is no emergency when they call back an open 911 line. A dispatcher has to rely on their coworkers to jump in and help them when chaos erupts. They cannot be a one-man team, the only person to handle it all. Their shoulders have to be wide enough to support a friend who's had a bad day, their spine steel enough to take the biting comments from the responders because they have seen or heard something that has gotten to them. They have to be able to leave all of the day's problems at the door when they go home to their families. They miss out on family gatherings, recitals, games, holidays because they have to work. They still have to answer the call when someone they know and care about is having a problem, a parent is sick, a child in an accident, yet stay and work the radio until someone can come in and relieve them. No matter how hard the job is, a 911 dispatcher knows that the one time they get to help deliver a baby, save someone with CPR, or just get a thank you from a caller, it is worth everything they don't get. They don't expect recognition for what they do, they just do it. They are people who want to help their fellow man. They want to be the one that you turn to when you are having your worst day. It is a hard job, but it is one of the most fulfilling ones you could ever have. Most of them wouldn't trade what they do for anything in the world. They like it, and they are proud of it. A 911 dispatcher comes to work every day ready to pick up the phone and help someone in need. They don't know what each call will be, which one will be the high priority, which one will end with a thank you. They only know that this is the job they have chosen for themselves, and they give their all to their community they serve, the responders they work with, and each other. They are willing to sacrifice their time, their emotions, and their very selves to helping out. It's not just a job for anyone. It takes a special kind of person to give this way. In this person's opinion, there couldn't be a harder, scarier, or more rewarding career. It is exciting, stressful, scary, joyful, and just plain worth it. Being a 911 dispatcher can make you feel like you make a difference not just to the callers, but also to community you live in, the responders you work with, the police officer who hears your calm voice on the radio, the paramedic who knows all of their requests are being handled, and the firefighter who knows you understand how emotionally trying their job can be. This is what it means to be a 911 dispatcher. What more could you ask for?